So we sort of just discreetly learned how the US government plans to publicly roll out all of the reverse engineered technology they've managed to develop from UFOs since like the 40s. And it comes from Hegseth's speech at Starbase today. Among other things, he mentions space capabilities, directed energy, quantum, and AI as being some of the forefronts of the next generation of weapons capabilities. And on its face, that's kind of an obvious statement. But he goes on to mention how we're going to rapidly iterate the development of projects in these domains and how we're going to discover new ways of fighting. He appointed his Undersecretary of Research and Engineering as the Chief Technology Officer of the Department of War, and basically said that this man will be the single nexus point through which all of these programs are managed, to whom they are accountable, and under whose guidance this development will be accelerated. This is Emil Michael, by the way. Now, I think what this sets up is a structure whereby unacknowledged programs can, through Emil Michael, leak stuff into the development of on-the-books projects at the Department of War, introducing advancements methodically into all the appropriate domains, while maintaining a believable story that this advancement is occurring organically due to this new vigorous push and the use of AI and the coordination of this visionary undersecretary. Now, the other thing that occurs to me is that the United States is strategically positioning itself to kind of box in all of our potential threats on the world stage. The move on Greenland, the move on Venezuela, abetting the revolution in Iran, kind of strategically taking the feet and the heads off of different enemies and positioning ourselves to deter what would otherwise be eventualities in the form of China invading Taiwan and Russia launching a nuclear strike on Ukraine or another enemy. And I say, what better way to deter such once we have gained strategic ground in all of the right geographic and political areas than to begin introducing these exotic new technologies against which these other countries will not be able to militarily compete. So it turns the playing field really asymmetric again. Everyone has nukes now, everyone has ICBMs. We introduced a new deterrent onto the battlefield after hiding it for decades and decades, but only once we have adequately positioned ourselves to deploy it in a global way if necessary, everywhere and all at once. So anyway, I'm probably reading way too much into Hegseth's speech, but I think we're witnessing the turning point finally that leads to the slow introduction of all of this hidden technology. And I think the beginnings of that introduction will be before Trump's term is over. And I think Elon Musk, Emil Michael, and Palmer Luckey are three big names we're going to want to keep our eyes on in this new era of development and disclosure.